Hey everybody, Jody Underhill with Talent on Tap. I have got done already with a slew of calls this week. Companies looking to hire technicians, installers, CSRs, and dispatchers. And there seemed to be a common theme that seems to be happening in the home service industry. I just wanted to share a little bit about what we're seeing in the fact of what people are saying whenever they come in. Because people are always looking for talent, right? They understand, they see that they need to always be recruiting. Then the thing is that they don't understand and don't know how to do it consistently. And no matter what, we want to always help people. We want you to leave a call better than whenever you came to the call. And it's not always a fit. I had a call with someone earlier today, and they were in a small area in where the population was about 250,000 people in a 50-mile radius. And they were looking to hire experienced HVAC technicians and experienced electricians for commercial. And the electricians, they wanted to have like 5 to 7 years experience, be a journeyman, and also have that commercial experience, which is setting transformers, wiring huge 1,000 amp panels and that kind of thing. So the question was then, all right, well, in that population of 250,000, how many people do you think are in that population that fit that bill that aren't already working for you? And it's like, probably not many. I'm like, okay, well then we can do a couple of things. One is, what is the reason for somebody to move to your area? It's like, well, most of the time when people want to move here, it's to work in a different industry. So you have to start looking at what is it that causes people to want to come work for you? How can you position yourself as that go-to place to come and work for a career advancement? And there's always something you can do. You're never up against an unsurmountable odd whenever it comes to recruiting and hiring. There's always something you can do to position yourself as that go-to place. It could be that you don't have on-call. It could be that you have unlimited overtime. It could be that you are able to dispatch from home. You have a new fleet, new branding, all of the different things that come to mind when people are looking at it, because today people are looking for work-life balance as well as good pay and good benefits. Pay and benefits are pretty much a given. And what I'll tell people typically is you have to look at not what are you paying right now, what are they going to make when they walk in the door, but what is the opportunity for them to make going into the future so they can see coming to work for you is really a career move, not a job move. The other thing you have to look at is how are you portraying yourself to these people? How are you positioning the company with your branding and your personality, right? Because I always tell people that the retention with culture fit starts during recruiting, not after you've already hired them. So looking at that. Now, the other thing is with your population, if you have a limited audience, look at why would somebody want to move to your area? And then you can always do like relocation ads, or like we have done with some companies, you can do lifestyle ads. If there's some reason for them to come there, if you have beautiful lakes that they're able to boat on and fish on, or if you have mountains that you can ski on, there's always something. And we've even done relocation ads to small, less inhabited places and brought people from a big city, like come work, live, and play in the country, get out of the rat race. What is it that causes them to want to move there? So the 4 things that you really need to look at is this. The first is audience size. You need to have at least 500,000 people in a 30-mile radius in order for things like advertising on social media to be able to work. So you have to see how many people fit the bill of what you're looking for that are in that population. The next thing is your reputation. I can always tell whenever I'm getting on a call with a company that focuses more on commercial than residential, because they'll usually have less than 100 reviews. They'll still be good reviews, typically 4.7, 4.8 and higher, but usually less than 100. It's a telltale sign whenever you see that. Most residential companies have like 3, 4, 500 up to like 4 or 5,000 sometimes, because they have a lot more customer interaction. Another one I had was they were recruiting because they needed to hire people that were going to go work on government installations. And always a way to position your job, the job that they're going to come work for, in a way that's going to attract the right kind of talent. You just have to put your thinking cap on and think about it. So we have audience size, first of all. Then we have your reputation. The next is your branding. What is your branding saying about it? Now, sometimes companies that have been around for 50 years, they have been able to stay where they're at and stay with the white vans with the red and white lettering, and that's okay because they're so established. But what is your brand really saying if you haven't been there for 50 years? What makes you stand out? Because when people are scrolling through like different places, like looking on Facebook or Instagram, or they see your ad on Fox News, or those types of places where it's very visual, where they see it in order to stop scrolling and take a look at it, what is it that's going to get them to stop? Usually it's a picture of your wrapped vehicle, smiling people doing the actual work. The other thing is, make sure the work that they're doing in those pictures is the actual work they will be doing. I had another one that was hiring, they did commercial, but they wanted to grow their residential HVAC division. But the images that they were using were of setting big DX units on rooftops for new construction. And they're wondering, why doesn't that convert? Well, it doesn't convert because service HVAC technicians don't want to be on the rooftops doing that, setting DX units, having to coordinate cranes and everything. It's a special type of person that does that. So make sure that that fits whenever you're doing that. So you have your population, your reviews, your branding, and then finally, what does your pay? What does the pay package look like? And it's not just the pay they're going to make today. Like I said earlier, it's what is it going to be? What can they grow into? And with that, what are those benefits that make the difference so that they feel like they're going to be comfortable working there. Again, like I mentioned before, if there's no on-call, if there's, they can work 410s, it's a flexible schedule. A lot of times with CSRs rather, it could be like, are they able to have a hybrid model? I talked to someone earlier this week that said, yeah, as long as they're producing, it's fine. They can be hybrid where they can in the office a couple of days a week, but they can work from home 3 or 4 days a week. So you have to look at what are those things that's going to get their attention and make that happen. So no matter what you're doing, keep those 4 things in mind so that you can have a better chance of attracting the right type of person. You can stop playing resume roulette, bring the right person in so that you don't create a staph infection by bringing in the wrong people. I said, I just wanted to kind of recap from the week. I've talked with a lot of great companies, every one of them having a need to be able to bring people in, because the fact is an empty truck sitting in the lot is revenue that is unrealized, meaning that they're losing $30,000 to $50,000 a month for each one of those. I had a call with somebody that had 4 trucks sitting at $50,000 a month. That's $200,000 a month. Add that up, over the course of a year, it's over $2 million of real revenue that they're not realizing. So take all those things into consideration when you're looking at what is it really? Because your recruiting and hiring is a revenue lever, not a cost. Price is a one-time thing. Cost is a lifetime thing, because things may cost you less, but wind up costing you more because you're having to repeat it over and over again. Where the price sometimes makes it worth it because it fixes it the first time, or you're putting a system in place that keeps it so that you always have a bench to pull from to fill it in. So let's face it, somebody turns in their 2 weeks notice, you don't want to start scrambling. You want to always have a talent tap on so that you can pull someone in at a moment's notice. Again, I'm Jody Underhill with Talent on Tap. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.